Greetings everyone, and welcome to the Sonic Universe issue 23 review and part 3 of Treasure Team Tango. The situation with the Soul Emerald is heating up, as last time, when Team Rose thought they have achieved victory, new players arrived. Team Hooligan. They escaped with the Emerald, leaving Team Rose to fight Team Dark once more. Team Dark only stopped when they learned about the Hooligans. Well, the Hooligans won't be the victors for long, as another group is heading straight towards them. Yeah, this recap's pretty short, so let's get straight to it. Bean is celebrating Team Hooligan's victory and liking how teaming up is paying off. However, Knack, not bothering to notice Bean, makes the duck drop the wackiness and get mad at him. Now that's a rare sight. Well, Bean, as Knack points out, he's concentrating on getting as far away from that approaching blimp as fast as possible. Meanwhile, Team Rose and Team Dark argue about who will get the emerald. At least they're not throwing punches at the moment. And Omega wants to put Cream and Cheese down. Amy breaks up the squabbling by pointing out that the longer they do this, the less of a chance they'll catch up with Team Hooligan. So they call a truce. For now. Shadow heads off to grab a means for everyone to track down Team Hooligan, and Amy follows. She learns more about Shadow's encounter with Blaze in issue 1, and rightfully calls him out for aiding Team Dark in dooming Blaze's world. While Shadow is all, "I will do what I must," Amy deep down believes Shadow is still a hero, and will do the right thing in the end. So what's the thing that'll help out the two teams? A gun-issued motorcycle. It's due to Gun requiring one troop transport per squad. While Shadow doesn't really need the bike, he still admires it, having painted and maintaining the vehicle. The problem they're having right now is the terrain makes it difficult for the bike to traverse. For now, to make it easier for the bike, Blaze burns a trail for them to follow. Shadow runs up to Blaze so he can apologize to her in private. Yeah, Shadow, it's a bit too late for that. You knew what's at stake for Blaze's world, and you still made the choice to backstab her. And before you type in the comments, I'll explain Shadow's behavior more in the next section. Back over to the Hooligans, the blimp drops some bombs to knock the trio off their bike. Knack threatens the blimp to try that again while holding the Soul Emerald, hoping the occupants are not dumb enough to try. Well, Knack, all you did was invite them to come down and snatch it in person. If you haven't figured it out by now, the fourth team in this arc are the Babylon Rogues, making their first actual appearance in this continuity since issue 164 of the main series. At least an appearance that has plot significance. Wow, that was a long time ago. They were mentioned in the previous arc, the Tales Adventure, during that meeting between the Battle Lord and Bunny. Remember, these three are renegades from the Armada. They proved that by planning on attacking the crippled Armada airship near the end of that arc, but that was just a cameo. Well, another renegade is happy to see them. Bean, who refers to Jet as Jettingson Q. Hawkington. That name is so ridiculously insane, I think I'll occasionally call Jet that. Anyway, Bark and Knack use the distraction to recover the bike and prepare a sniper rifle respectively. Bean's goofiness ultimately ruins the surprise, and the rogues start flying away. Well, Knack's not letting his hard-earned stolen prize get away so easily, so the Hooligans give chase. Knack manages to hit the Soul Emerald, and just like the gray one when Shadow attempted chaos control, it flares up and singes the rogues. This hack does allow Blaze, thanks to her connection to the Emerald, to pinpoint its exact location, and Knack is happy that his shot did not damage the Emerald. Unfortunately, this gives Jettingson the idea to have the blimp drop a massive payload on the Hooligans and collect the Emerald from the remains. Don't worry, Knack, here's where investing in Bean pays off. He calmly conducts the bombs to prematurely detonate high above. As the two groups are ready to go at it again, Teams Rose and Dark arrive. Since they don't know who currently has the Soul Emerald, it's under Knack's hat if you're wondering, they decide to team up to quickly take them out. When Team Dark and Team Rose split off to do a separate team huddle, the former, by which I mean Rouge, is prepared to backstab Team Rose afterwards, and the latter's anticipating said backstabbing. The issue ends with all four teams charging towards each other to see who will claim the Soul Emerald once and for all. The Tango-related title of this part is called the Lavada. It's derived from the word lavar, meaning to transport, to carry, to take with. Unlike last time in which I had to do some definition stretching, this title fits the issue. For instance, the Soul Emerald being carried throughout, mostly by Team Hooligan. This also applies to vehicles since they're abundant. Team Hooligan uses Knack's hover bike, the Marvelous Queen. The Fanged Sniper really loves that bike because he gets mad every time someone attempts to wreck it. In fact, he was ready to take on the Babylon Rogues over messing with his bike before Teams Dark and Rose show up on the gun bike. Said bike is a nod to the fact that Shadow rides motorcycles in Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06. Like Knack, he cares for the bike, though it's a bit more downplayed here. He doesn't even ride it in this arc. It does succeed in helping the two teams play catch-up. Then there's the Babylon Rogues. Not only do they have their bomb-filled blimp, they have their extreme gear to get around quickly. There are other examples of carrying in this issue, like Shadow carrying Blaze for a bit after feeling the Soul Emerald getting shot by Knack. Yeah, she got winded for a little while. There's also Shadow carrying that feeling of guilt. Yes, the fact that Shadow betrayed Blaze is affecting him. Amy and later Blaze calling him out for the act did not help. Neither did Rouge, who's essentially forcing him to complete the mission. Yet another reason I hate her in this arc. I think a lot of us are on the same wavelength as Amy. Shadow, in the end, will do the right thing. Not doing the right thing besides the backstabbing Team Dark and the comical Team Hooligan are the Babylon Rogues. They're here because they're treasure seekers like the Hooligans. They more than likely picked up the energy signature like the other teams and are now going after the prize. Based on my observation, their personalities from the games pretty much apply here. Jet's the arrogant speedster, Wave's the mechanic, and Storm's the brute. I do appreciate acknowledging the connection between them, the Battlebird Armada, and Bean. Issue 173 of the main series had Bean and Bark flying around on extreme gear, like the Babylon Rogues. There's a potential story here to see life within the Armada. For instance, Bean interacting with the Rogues, and the Rogues detesting of Bean. Sadly, the story will never be told, at least without resorting to fan works. I got nothing new to add about Blaze. She hates Shadow and wants to get her emerald back to save her world. Amy's role in this issue is to serve as Shadow's conscience. That is the point of their conversation while Shadow is getting his bike. Cream and Omega serve as comedic foils here, with Cream being naive to the word eviscerate. Let me put it this way, my dear. Be thankful you are not made of chocolate. And it seems Cream's cuteness has its limits, as Omega learns the hard way. I'm giving this issue an 8. Besides the great art, what helped in this case is what I said earlier, involving the various character interactions, certain plot threads being addressed, and continuity nods. The final battle for the Soul Emerald is about to begin. We'll see how things turn out in issue 24. So, Omega has borrowed lines from John McClane last issue and Homer Simpson in this one. I wonder which fictional character he'll paraphrase next.